Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 17 of my TCW series. Now, today's show, it's an interesting one, and I say that because we've got a really good main event. We'll get into that. Well, actually, I'll let the show play out before I sort of discuss it, because it's... Well, actually, I think I'm going to call the episode... huge triple threat match or something along those lines. So we're going to have a number one contenders triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title tonight. There we go, spoilers. Who's in the match? Obviously, you'll just have to wait and find out. But let's get straight into it. Of course, we've got two pre-show matches, the first of which is an ATB. In a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Aaron Andrews and New Legacy defeated Elliot Thomas and the Dynamite Express in 9:47, when Aaron Andrews defeated Sid Collier by pinfall with a standing hot shot. And performance of Aaron Andrews really stood out with a 94 in-ring performance. Really good stuff there. We also have Cameron Jones improving in performance skills, and I probably should have put this on the main show, albeit it's just a bit of a throwaway match. The next pre-show match also does pretty well, 74 B-. In a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Rocky Golden, Mighty Mo, and Mr. Lucha 3 defeated Jeremy Courtney, Kirk Jamison, and Rudy Velasquez in 9:35, when Mighty Mo defeated Rudy Velasquez by pinfall with a plunging spinebuster. And then, as you'd expect, we also had Rocky Golden head and shoulders above everybody else, and Rudy was off his game. We also had Mighty Mo improving in flying skills there as well. Now, we start the show off with a 78B rated tag team match. In a decent match, Eddie Peak and Troy Tornado defeated Dazzling Dave Diamond and Danny Fonzarelli in 8:52, when Eddie Peak defeated Dazzling Dave Diamond by a pinfall with a Peak of Perfection. And as you'd expect, Eddie Peak was head and shoulders above everybody else. He's really quite a good worker, Eddie Peak. And again, his storyline down here is not at the peak yet, because he's not really at that level, albeit he kind of is. But he's just not... He can't really be in contention at the moment due to the fact that we have a heel champion, and he's a heel himself. So it's a bit of a weird one, but apparently Eddie Peak and Troy Tornado have excellent chemistry when tag teaming together. So that could be something we use going forward. And he's also improving in performance skills, Eddie Peak. He seems to be improving every week. Anyway, moving on to a 69 C+ rated angle. It's just a promo from Mark Speed. And basically, he's talking about how Mighty Mo cheated and managed to win the international title at the last pay-per-view. So he's going to, invoke his rematch clause. Actually, let's do can we do a no DQ match? Let's do a no DQ. Obviously, they can both cheat as much as they want, with it being sort of, accepted somewhat. There's no real no DQ match. Let's go with I guess it's hardcore, but that's hardcore based, and I don't really want to do that, if I'm being honest. Weapons, it's also hardcore. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just do a regular match, I guess. I'll have to create my own no DQ match. So we'll just do a regular match anyway. Obviously, I'll make that off camera if we ever need it in the future. But yeah, Mighty Mo taking on Mark Speed. Rematch for the international title. And not a bad promo there. I think this was... I think it was rated on Entertainment. Is there a way of looking? Yeah, this was Entertainment. Cool, good stuff. Because usually Mark Speed's more of a menace promo. He does have a match which gets a 76B-. In a decent match, Mark Speed defeated Daryl Devine in 9:52 by submission with a cross-arm breaker. And apparently Daryl was also off his game. And Daryl Devine's also improving in technical skills. We then go into a 99 A-star rated Menace promo from the Behemoths. Of course, Killer Shark and Titan. The Behemoths are doing really well. they're starting to get up there in popularity. Obviously, the in-ring work's still not great, but it's going steadily, I would say. It's not impressive, but again, they're doing what they need to do to improve in the ring. They actually have a match which gets a 67C+. In a decent match, the Behemoths defeated Bart Biggins and Flying Jimmy Fox in 10-11, when Titan defeated Bart Biggins by pinfall with a Titanic choke slam. No worker improvements there, but, a pretty good 10-minute match, to be honest. I'm happy with that. We then go straight into another match, which gets a 65C. Bit of an odd match here, but yeah, we have two lower mid-carders somewhat further into the show. In a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, Bulldozer Brandon Smith defeated Hector Galindo in 8 minutes and 7 seconds by pinfall with a backdrop driver. No worker improvements there. We move on to another angle. 68C+ for this one. Freestyle angle with the Latino Kings attacking Bulldozer Brandon Smith post-match until Rocky Golden runs in for the save. And of course, that sets up a potential tag team match for the next show. Obviously, we won't pre-book that in yet, but for the next show, you can expect a tag team match between the team of Rocky Golden and Bulldozer Brandon Smith taking on the Latino Kings. Moving on to an 85B+ promo. We got Joshua Taylor with Guidance Scout, the New Wave. And basically they're in a 6-man tag match up next. Not a bad promo, 85B+. I think that was all rated on entertainment. So yeah, good stuff. The match itself does really well. Probably should have made this the main event, albeit the main event is a triple threat number 1 contenders match. 87B+ for this 6-man. In a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Joshua Taylor and the New Wave defeated Brian Vesey and the Canadian Animals in 1951 when Joshua Taylor defeated Ed Stone by submission with a butterfly lock. And apparently Joshua Taylor is looking very stale. So we might give him a new gimmick, actually. Try and, freshen things up with his character. He's starting to slowly get over with his popularity increasing, 1 or 2 points here and there in every region. We then move on to a 100 A-star freestyle angle based on entertainment again. Aaron Andrews wants a new challenger for his title, of course. Basically sending Rocky Golden on his way at the last pay-per-view. And as you can see, he makes a 3-way, triple threat number 1 contender match for his World Heavyweight title, which will be defended at the next pay-per-view. What is it called? Where Angels Fear to Tread. So yeah, the match itself only does an 81B. I thought it was going to do better. I honestly thought it was going to do better. In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Sammy Back defeated Wolf Hawkins and Ricky Dale Johnson in 25-19 when Sammy Back defeated Ricky Dale Johnson by submission with a back on your back. Ricky Dale Johnson was apparently the weak link. So yeah, new number 1 contender, Sammy Back. Of course, just coming off the feud there with Brian Vesey, finally getting the win there as well. Putting himself into a number one contenders match. And winning it, and he'll be versing Aaron Andrews at the pay-per-view. Not the greatest, like I said, probably should have done the 6-man tag as the main event. That's a little bit lacking, and I think it's due to a couple of negatives. Lack of assisted storyline, fair enough, and then declining physical ability for both RDJ and Sammy Back. So yeah, 74B- for the overall show rating there, and it was just under a sellout. And it's losing us popularity in the 11 regions of the USA, and of course gaining us popularity in the 7 regions of Canada once again. Not a bad show by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a little bit lackluster. I thought that main event was really going to do a lot better. So it's kind of annoying, but that's fine. We get a better TV rating, which is good to see. Total Wrestling getting a 7.03, which I'm pleasantly happy with. And yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap this episode up, guys. It's going to be a nice short one. We've got a new number one contender, of course, coming from that triple threat. And yeah, looking forward to the next pay-per-view, of course, in a couple of episodes' time. If you could drop a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated, guys. Subscribe to the channel as well. And apart from that, take it easy and goodbye.